Today, I'm here to inform you about the reality of princesses and prince stereotypes. But first, story time! Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a beautiful princess who lived in a huge castle with her family. She had everything she could possibly want. But one day, a darkness fell over the land. A dragon had come to the land and brought evil with it. All the plants started to shrivel and the days turned dark as night. Everyone locked themselves away in their homes, terrified of what lied outside. The dragon had taken the beautiful princess captive. She sat in the dragon's dark cave for months, waiting for someone to come rescue her. One day, a prince from another land was traveling through the valley. He sensed the great darkness here, so he decided to investigate. He knocked on the doors of the palace. A terrified palace guard answered. The prince explained who he was and that he wanted to help. The guard brought him to the king and the queen. They explained to the prince how the princess was trapped inside the cave with the dragon. They promised the prince the princess's hand in marriage if he could save her and the rest of the land from the dragon. With that, the prince rode fiercely to the cave. When he arrived, he saw the breathtakingly beautiful princess standing there with her long golden hair and sparkly blue eyes. The princess stared back at the handsome, macho prince, knowing she was saved. Unfortunately, the dragon broke up the moment, storming towards the prince. The prince drew his sword and leapt toward the dragon. Within 5 minutes, the dragon lay dead on the floor of the cave. The princess leapt into the prince's arms and laid a fat smooch on him. The princess and the town had been saved by the prince. The next day, the prince and the princess had a big wedding where everyone celebrated, and they lived happily ever after. This story probably sounds pretty familiar. That's because it follows the basic plot of most Disney princess movies. For almost 80 years, this is the story that young kids grow up hearing. A beautiful princess meets a handsome, macho prince and either changes for him or needs him to save her. It teaches girls that they need a man to be happy, and in order to get one, they need to change who they are. It teaches boys that they need to be big macho heroes in order to get a girl to be happy. In a study conducted by Brigham Young University, they found that 96% of girls and 87% of boys had viewed Disney princess media, meaning that a large part of the younger population has been exposed to these gender stereotypes. The 3 key stereotypes found in these movies are that you have to act a certain way, look a certain way, and have a prince or be a prince if you want to have a happily ever after. They are shaping the way kids view themselves and others later on in life. Everyone has an idea of how a princess should act in our minds. For many people, a princess should be quiet and unopinionated and should always have a man on her arm. As far as princes go, many believe that he should be charming as well as a hero. A prime example of this is in Cinderella. When she was nothing more than a housemaid, nobody paid any attention to her. But when she went to the ball and danced like a princess, the whole kingdom was interested in her. As far as Prince Charming goes, he searched wide and far for his lost date only to have to rescue her from her evil family, a typical hero. It is movies like Cinderella that are shaping our society's standards for both men and women. Standards like women waiting for a man to make the first move, and men feeling the pressure of having to make the first move.
What's wrong? No one will buy me a drink. I hate my stepsisters. I can't find a boyfriend, and mice need this dress.
What are you gonna do about it?
I guess I could stand up for myself.
Yes,
No,
I'm trying to
wait for a man to save me.
Here's why it's a terrible idea.
On top of princesses and princes acting a certain way, they are also expected to look a certain way. Tall, skinny, and inhumanly beautiful. In many cases, this breaks down young viewers because it is impossible to look like these fictional characters. The study done at Brigham Young University found the influence could be damaging to girls. It makes them more susceptible to having bad body esteem and less confidence later on in life. The movie The Little Mermaid reinforces the idea that people need to look a certain way in order to be happy. At the beginning of the movie, Ariel is a mermaid, but she trades her voice for legs so Prince Eric will notice her. She completely changed who she was in order to get her happily ever after.
Your wish remain the same.
I'm not under the sea, but standing on dry land. The moral of my story's changing for a man. You've always been my friend, my closest BFF. So listen well, now that you've become a princess.
There's a lot of singing going on.
My man preferred a lady who could grow up hair.
Oh, you try.
And my worth is rooted
One of the most prominent messages that these Disney movies send to young viewers is that they need a prince or need to be a prince to have any value. In almost every princess movie, a prince is required for a happy ending. It teaches young girls to rely on guys for happiness and teaches guys they need a girl to be a hero. It encourages the mentality of needing a partner to have any value or chance at a happily ever after.
I'll leave everything behind for a guy I just met, because he's the best bet a princess can get.
Although Disney is working in the right direction with new movies like The Princess and the Frog, Moana, and Frozen, where they defy many of the stereotypes, they still send the messages of looking and acting a certain way to young viewers. These young viewers need to stand up to these stereotypes and write their own fairy tales.
Seriously? You know what? Bye, Felicia. I'd rather be a queen in my own right, so just calm down, princesses.
And she lived happily ever after.
Let's dive right in. Most importantly, who's your favorite Disney princess?
Ariel.
And why do you like her?
Well, she's a mermaid, and that's pretty cool because she gets to wear seashells on her boobies and swim with the fishies.
Well, there you have it, folks.